Hey everybody, this is Gabe here. This is going to be one of the episodes of the Building Your Band series for virtual or for solopreneurs. How to build your band and how to build the team around you or the band around you so that you can continue to make great music and grow your business and take care of the things that you want. This video has to do with, alright, you've decided it's time to build a band. You learned in the last episode when it's time to figure out when you need somebody. What are the factors or what are the signals that says it's time to go get somebody on your band? Now this is, all right, you've decided you want to do something because there's a step-by-step process that you should go through. You've decided, now what's the next step? Do you run out and go hire somebody immediately? No, don't run out and hire somebody immediately. I've done that before. I've made that mistake. It's ugly. It's not fun. Your unemployment rate stuff goes up or you have a bad experience. It just doesn't go well. So take some time, take a step back, and think through the following steps. Step number one is value your time. Take a minute and think about what is your time worth. As a solopreneur, how much are you worth per hour? Now, if you don't know what that is, just keep it really simple. Look up your revenues, go to your QuickBooks or your books or wherever you're going through to see what your revenues are for the last 12 months. Take a look and see what your last revenue for the last 12 months revenue was. Divide that by the number of hours that you worked. Now, if you work full-time, and let's just say it was you didn't know how many hours you really worked, just use 2,000 as a simple number. So if you made, for example, $200,000 in revenues last year and you worked 2,000 hours, that means you're worth about $100 an hour for the last 12 months. So now that you know that number, take note of that time. We're going to start to build out the things that you are going to want to have done, and anything less than $100 an hour work. As long as you have the cash flow to take care of it and can turn the opportunity of that time into more dollars, it's going to make a heck of a lot of sense for you to do it. Before we do that, though, whenever I think of the value of time, I always think of the movie Napoleon Dynamite. Do you remember that scene in Napoleon Dynamite when he goes to the chicken ranch, to the chicken farm to go handle the chickens, and he's supposed to move them from one cage to another cage, and he gets done. He goes and he sits down he goes back home, he sits down at his kitchen table, and he adds up all his money, and he's like, gosh, that's like $1 an hour. That's my best Napoleon Dynamite voice I can do, but just absolutely reminds me. Every time I think about valuing my time, I think about Napoleon freaking out for working for $1 an hour for the farmer that looks at him and says, I got my checkbook. Hope you don't mind if I pay you in change. So, sorry, I just have a little fun with that. I love that movie. It's just hilarious. So, you need to know the value of your time. But once you know the value of your time, you need to take one more step. Before you start putting all this stuff to work, you need to take another step and pause. All right. Go back to your vision. What is your vision for your business? Where are you going? Where is your business going? And what do you see as your ideal activities? Like, where do you want to go with this business? Where do you want to go with your time? Where do you want to go with your day? And what would be ideal with where you are? My vision, part of my vision is I just want to set my business up so that I can talk to people. And what I consider talking to people is helping my clients solve problems. It is planning their futures and building their wealth. It is helping helping prospects become clients. It is solving problems and helping what I would call centers of influence or other people that can refer clients to me, as well as putting this content out and sharing ideas and strategies for you to be able to master your finances so that you can create the life that you want. All right, that's my vision. I want to get to a point where I just talk to people and everything else gets done by my team. Now, one of the things that you need to know is I created a worksheet for you to be able to kind of walk through the next steps to make sure that you get these things dialed in so that it's much easier for you to take that next step. The worksheet is sitting on my website, gabenelsonfinancial.com/resources. If you click on that, you'll be able to actually download the worksheet so that you can follow along. You don't have to get the worksheet, but if you do, it just helps you kind of follow along. So the next step is to put pen to paper. That's where the worksheet comes in. That's where you're going to start to create the list of the things that you do every single day. Like when you come into your office, whether it's in your home or somewhere else, what do you do right away? What are the things that you do every single step? All right, all the websites that you check, all of the places that you go. Do you check emails? Do you do tasks? Do you have to do mail? Do you have to do bills? What do you do every single day? All right, that is all the stuff that you're currently doing. Then, on the other side of the piece of paper, or on another piece of paper, write down all the things that you should do in an ideal week. Like, what are the things that you are really, truly paid to do? As a financial advisor, what I'm paid to do is help my clients solve problems. Help them solve problems and share wisdom to help them do the things that they need to do to get them to their goals. You might be an executive coach. Your job is to help someone like me as an executive coach get through whatever barrier I have mentally to get to that next level, to share ideas, to help me go to that next level. That's the whole idea. So think about what are the things that you should be doing. Now what you're basically doing is you're starting to generate a delegation list and what I would call maybe an ideal week list. What are the things that you should be doing every week, and what are all the things that you should be delegating? So what you're doing is you're starting to put together your list of things that you can get off of your plate. And that's the next step, is you write down all the things that you want to get off of your plate. Once you have that list put together, you now have the makings of almost like a job description of what are the things that I need. Now the next step is you need to decide what kind of person you need. Now that person's going to be, is it going to be an in-person person? Like someone's going to come into your office or your home? Or will that person be someone virtual who is going to be somewhere else in the whole wide world? That's your choice. It's up to you with what you choose to do. All of my bandmates, all of my rock stars are throughout the rest of the country. I don't have anybody that's in my office or in my home working. Mine are all over the place. Mine are all outsourced. They're all virtual. And that was how I wanted it to be. The next step you need to think about, and that's also on the worksheet, is the next steps you want to think about is what type of person do you need and what type of person do you want? Do you need a rock star? And do you want a rock star that you can turn absolutely everything over to? Or do you need someone who can just do these tasks? Do you need someone to think for you and think with you, or just someone to execute things? Think about the type of person that you need. Obviously, the people who are going to be rock stars, who can be your partner, and who can think with you and for you, are going to cost more money. But I can guarantee you this, they're worth it. They're worth every single penny of it. But take the moment and think about what you truly need and what you truly want. I was also just listening to a podcast this morning, and they were talking about what does this person need? When I delegate this, do you want me to give you every single detail that you want? Or do you want me to say, here's the end goal, go get it done, ask me a question if you need. How do you want to work? So think about that when you're thinking about the type of person that you want and the type of person you are. When you delegate that work, do you want them coming back to you regularly? Are you open and okay with that? Or do you want to say, all right, go get this 90% done and come back to me? Or go get it all done and then we'll figure it out from there. Think about what you're trying to get done. The next step, also in the worksheet, is to examine your budget. Start to think about, based upon all those duties and those activities that you figured out, then whether the person is going to be virtual or in person. Then you're going to think about whether you want a rock star, average person, local person, international person, wherever they're going to come from. What's your budget? And figure out what you can afford, and then start to thinking about your opportunity cost. Your opportunity cost is what kind of money can you make when you're not doing those other things. And so think through your budget and what those people are going to do, and then you're starting to get a craft, an idea of what it is that you're trying to get brought on. So when you bring this person into your rock band, this rock star, in whatever capacity they are, you can actually sound good when they come into place. So the next step is then searching for that rock star. All right? Now, that rock star, when you go start searching for that rock star, there's all kinds of ways and places to find people. You can start with your friends. You can go to your network. You can go to Upwork. You can go to virtual assistant associations. You can go to services, employment services. There's all kinds of places to look. Start to think about what you need based on these first 4 or 5 steps before you start looking for somebody so that you don't waste your time. Now, I personally basically went to experts in my field for one of my virtual assistants. I used an expert in the financial advisor world that's known as an expert for financial advisor virtual assistants. Then when I brought on Christina, my virtual executive assistant, who's been an absolute rock star, I got a referral from another advisor friend to a company called Athena Executive Services. Now, they are fantastic, and I wanted to just put my order in. Like, all right, here's what I want. Here's what I need. I need a rock star. I need someone who I can be in constant communication with, but I can also then almost treat like a partner and bounce ideas off and share ideas and give them like major projects to go take care of, like planning a family vacation, like getting a whole event planned. Now the neat thing is Christina comes from an event planning, so she can do those types of things, but she's been just an absolute amazing addition to my team, my band, we'll call it. And so what you basically need to do is then decide, once you get those other pieces figured out, all the things that you know you want done, how much you want to pay, all that, you start searching, then you can decide how you're going to move forward. Are you going to interview them? Are you going to screen them? Are you going to do those types of items? Once you get that person figured out and found and you add them to your band, that's when the whole onboarding process starts. And we're going to touch on that in another video coming up. Hopefully this information helped. And I really, truly appreciate you listening and watching. If you want this in a podcast format, go check out my podcast, Solopreneur Money. If you want any of the resources, go to GabeNelsonFinancial.com/resources. Download everything you want. Use everything that you possibly can. Thanks. Have a great day.